Welcome and thanks so much for stopping by. Today I'll be making Chinese garlic ribs. And I start to go ahead and clean them up and go from there, but I decided maybe I'll show you, even though I did it once before. For those that didn't see, I'll do it again. This is a St. Louis cut rib, and I've rinsed it off a little bit already, but you have to be sure that you take off this membrane in the back, the skin right here. Let me see. I like to do it with a little knife because if you have ever made the mistake, and I have, I'm not gonna lie, when I first started cooking and stuff like that, I cooked the rib and I left membrane. And everybody was like, why is this rib so tough? And then my mother said, well, did you take it off? So from then on, I know that this was an absolute must. Don't forget to do this. You just take it off till it doesn't come off anymore. It'll come to about right here. More than likely it won't come down this far. This right here that you see, this is just a little thin coating of it, and it'll cook away as it cooks. So I'm going to finish this up. And also, if there's more fat than you care to have on it, just take it off. Don't take all the fat off, because the fat is what, helps the meat tenderize and flavors it. Gives it flavor. And it keeps it moist also. So you don't want to take all of it off. Just so much. Alright, I'm going to do this and wash it up and put it on the pan, and we're going to season it up. Okay, when you wash your meat, your rib, make sure you wash it in cold water. Don't wash it in hot water and start to cooking it. Just make sure you wash it in cold water. Wash it really good. Rub it down and rinse it off. Okay, now I'm going to add some garlic powder. It says garlic powder, but this brand actually has salt in it. Otherwise, don't just use garlic powder, use garlic salt. I'm going to use this one. And I have my oven on at 300. It's already heated up and ready to go. Let's put some pepper on here. We're going to just rub it in. We're going to do the same thing for the other side. Always be light when there's salt in your seasoning. Because I did that before too. When I was learning how to cook, I put too much salt and that was the worst ever. And that's all it took for me. Then they started, my kids started telling me that my food wasn't seasoned. They know they would have to add their own salt because I wasn't going to add too much ever again. Besides, too much salt isn't good for you. So I'm going to flip it back over, and I'm going to cover this with foil. Put it into the oven. I'm sorry, and we're going to cook it for an hour and a half. I just went over that again in my head. I'm not sure if I said it right, but use garlic salt. That's what I meant to say, if I didn't. Because like I said, this says garlic powder, but it does have salt in it, so that's why I'm using this one. Okie dokie. Set your timer. It really is a great kitchen helper. Okay, this has been cooking about an hour and a half, and I'm going to take the juices from this and put it in a grease separator, and I'm going to use it to make my sauce or gravy or whichever you choose to call it. I'm going to Americanize this sauce a little bit, as well as using Chinese spices. Okay, and here you go. I don't know if you can see it, but it didn't have that much fat. I probably can use it in this gravy / sauce, whichever we choose to call it, but I'm going to put that in there. All but the to try to leave that fat there. And okay, I have some flour, and I'm going to add some water to that glass. I'm going to add some flour into the water. We're going to use this as a thickening agent. Sometimes I'll use cornstarch, but if you ever notice when you use cornstarch and you go to warm it back up, everything thins out. I don't like that. I like it to be thick when you warm it up also, and flour usually does that. So I'm going to mix that. Okay, I'm going to do the best that I can with these measurements. I'm just going to say a tablespoon of soy sauce, and remember we'll be tasting. So I'm going to use some oyster sauce. Oops, the paper went in. No, we don't want you there. And we're gonna do about an even tablespoon of oyster sauce. It's kind of thick, so. And we're going to use about 1/4 of a teaspoon, or just a little bit less, of ginger powder. And we're going to use a teaspoon of garlic powder. And also, I'm going to use a garlic, minced garlic. Can you see it? Use about a teaspoon of that. Okay. And also, I have a bouillon. You know I love my bouillon. That's a vegetable. I'm going to throw that in there. It's kind of soft, so you don't have to wait too long for it to dissolve. I do have my pan on because I want things to dissolve before I pour it over my ribs. Let me taste this. Salty right now, but after we add the water and the flour, that should calm it all the way down. And I have some onion chops. There you go. Yep, we're going to put them all in there. That's about a half of a medium onion. Not a whole lot. It looks like a lot, but it's not a lot. I'm going to add in the flour and the water. And it's kind of light. See the color? Therefore, I'm going to add some color. Not much, just a little bit. Just a little bit, because it's, oops, that was more than a little bit, but it'll be fine. I just wanted to have a little color, like that's like caramel. I'm going to taste it again. Let me see. That's pretty good, I guess. And I'm going to pour this over my rib. So I'm going to take this and pour it over my rib and I'm going to cover it up with the foil. I'm going to put it back in the oven, which is still on 300, and I'm going to let it cook for about another 30-35 minutes, and we'll be all set. Okay, it's been 30 minutes, and here you have that. Try to find that. Where are you? It tastes good too, guys. It really, really does. Gonna put some on a plate. And there you have it. Chinese garlic ribs with a twist. Well, thank you for hanging out with me. I had a ball. I hope you did too. And remember to pray. Then pray some more. Pray for her, pray for him, pray for you. Pray for them, pray for us. Don't stop praying. And don't forget to give me a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't. Hit that bell if you haven't. Share if you haven't. And please comment. I would love to hear from you. Well, that's it and that's all. And until next time, eat well and be well. Later.